right now that young people can take advantage of?
Okay. Username Investment is a real estate company, and we deal with real estate products, that is land specifically. And we pride ourselves in making land affordable. There are three things that we focus on. One, the first thing is about affordability. We look for a piece of land that is affordable. The second thing, it must be in a strategic place. And then the other thing, we add value to those pieces of land. If you compare with how the real estate sector was being done before, especially the land business, you would find that many people would come and just provide you with land without any close amenities. But for us in Username, what we do, we add value. By adding value, what I mean is once we identify a strategic piece of property, we fence it, we create access roads, we do boreholes, and we have projects in so many places. Like we have projects in Nakuru, in Naivasha, Ngong, and many other places. Yes.
You'll be highlighting that later on. So in 2012, Nairobi and Mombasa were the only cities in the southern hemisphere to report double-digit property price increases out of 71 cities that were surveyed by Prime International Residential Index. What does this mean for you, that your company is based at a place where the whole world has eye on?
Yes, from maybe 2012 to now, we have seen devolution.
That's right.
And with the coming of devolution, you see it's opening up so many areas, and the coming up of infrastructure. So apart from Nairobi and Mombasa, many other towns or many other counties, they are getting opened up. And as such, many people are now able to get properties at an affordable rate. Yes.
And talk to me about your properties now. Especially, you mentioned you have projects in Nakuru.
Yes.
Tell me about where your properties are spread at and how someone can get access to these if they need to get on-site viewing.
Nakuru is one of the areas where we are having our newest project. We have had another project before in the same area. Nakuru, one may ask, why Nakuru?
That's right.
And the question I would answer it because Nakuru is an upcoming town. According to a UN report, it's one of the towns in Africa that is growing at a very high rate. It's actually one of the best towns that is growing. And with the increase of population in that particular town and the infrastructure, it means it's an area that is growing very well. We have a project, like last week, we launched a new project. It's called the Springfield Nakuru, and we are selling it at 429,000, giving an offer to the first 100 customers who are buying cash. We had a very successful open day, of which we had more than 300 people on site.
Wow.
And the product is moving very well.
Sure enough.
Yes.
So 22 projects done already. This according to your company portfolio, and over 4,000 title deeds given. How has this journey been from the beginning? How was the uptake when you guys were starting off, and what is it for the future now?
Okay, when we were starting off, I think we started off with a very few projects. And our very first project was in Konza, and the uptake was not very good by that time, but based on how we do our things, because we have our core values, professionalism being one of them. We don't just do it for the sake of it.
That's right.
So the way we have done our business, we have been able to increase our portfolio. And right now we have done more than 25 projects, the latest one being in Nakuru. We have issued more than 4,000 titles. You find that what you promise, you have to deliver. Sure. And that is our core value, one of our core values. We deliver what we have promised. For example, the issue of title deeds, we realized there was a challenge in this sector. When many people got conned, many people have been promised they'll be getting titles and they never got. But for us, for all the projects that we have done, out of the 25 projects, I can say about 20 or 21 of them already we have issued title deeds. The other day we had a title giving ceremony whereby we issued more than 600 titles because we believe in making an impact to the lives of especially the young people.
The young people.
Yes.
Sure enough. And we were talking earlier on, and you were sharing with my Noah, just behind the scenes of properties being available for as little as 49,000.
45,000.
45,000.
The booking.
Booking.
Yes.
How do you make this possible? And what are the arrangements after that?
What we do, we just allow, we have flexible payment plans such that we give you a chance, because we realize it's not everyone who can be able to make a full payment for
A one-time payoff.
one payment.
Sure.
Yeah. So we just request for a booking fee, which is around 45,000. And then from there, we give you 12 months payment period, whereby you can pay as low as 10,000, depending on the product that you have selected from us.
That's right.
So, yes.
Sure enough. And you go through this with your clients, or what are the consequences if someone defaults now?
Thank you for that question. For us, there's something that we call first-class customer experience. And what that means is that we walk with you along the journey. Whether you are in a position to complete within that given period of time. In a situation whereby you are not able to complete payment, you just walk with you, you just come to us, we talk, we agree, and then we create a good payment plan for you.
Sure.
Yes.
So good customer experience, professionalism, and I'd say 2018 or the 21st century, it's a period where you cannot dismiss innovation when it comes to successful companies like Username really is. So talk to me about the space that innovation has played in your company. Seeing it this far, and even how you people are embracing tech to just see that the young people are getting a nice like vibe with this. Because we are not, I'd say out there, most people are not the ones who'd show up on site and say, most people would prefer virtual touring, for example. How you guys are taking innovation to see that your products go well?
Okay, Username is an innovative company, and all our products we try to make sure that they are innovative. And in terms of now reaching out to customers, because we have customers all over the country, and those customers don't have to come to the office so that they can be able to see what we have. We provide an online platform whereby a customer comes to our website, sees the properties that we have, can be able to book for that property, book there online, and then we have a platform whereby they can be able even to view on a video how the properties look like.
Wow.
So they don't have to just come, but we also provide those traditional means whereby we take them to site. For those customers who are willing, we take them to site every Wednesday and every Saturday so that they can be able to see what we are offering.
Sure enough.
Yes.
I think that's right. And opportunities available for, because we not only have investors in Kenya, we have a lot of investment coming in from the diaspora, and they've been termed as the biggest foreign exchange income earner to Kenya. That was in 2016, 2017, and we're now moving into 2018. We can only expect growth in that. What are some of the opportunities available for, I'd say, diaspora residents at Username?
Okay, one of the things is that I would say about 20% of our customers, the ones that you have had so far, are customers from diaspora. And the reason as to why we have so many customers coming from diaspora is because you find most of them came to us with stories of how they have been conned before. And they could not be able to trust anyone. Either they had been conned through by their friends, their family, who had promised them pieces of land which never materialized. For us in Username, one of the customers came, they were able to purchase a piece of land, and within the given time, between 3 and 6 months, we were able to deliver title to them.
Wow.
And from that, they were able to give that information to other customers out there in the diaspora. And we are also so much focusing on the diaspora market because we believe once we are able to provide genuine, affordable products to them, something that they can be able to trust, they will be able to come more and more.
Should have.
Yes.
I think that's pretty much right. And speaking of issues to do with con, you mentioned family, you mentioned friends, and so on. And it is something that really, when you mention land, it goes hand in hand with conmen, I'd say. There are a lot of people in between who just want to capitalize on it, though they're not like owners or they're not partakers of the deals that are there. So what are some of the precautions that Username takes to make sure that anyone who deals with you, anyone who deals in your company is legitimate, and that a deal is stricken and everyone goes home happy?
Oh, thank you for that. The first thing that we do something that we call due diligence. In any projects that we invest in, before we even commit ourselves in that project, we have to do a lot of due diligence. We have a team in the office that goes out to the field, checks that piece of property. How is it? What is the history of this property? The other thing is that we involve the legal practitioners. We have a lawyer who does a lot of checking for us, checking the history to confirm everything is genuine. And that is what we advise even our customers. When you come to buy a property, whether you are buying with username, whether you are buying with any other company or any other agent, the first thing you have to confirm, what about this property? Have you done due diligence? Have you checked? Have you done a search? Because many people, and I think it's something that has affected this industry, many people have been conned. It's true. But for us, as username, we provide genuine properties. We do a lot of research. We confirm everything is okay before we give them out to the customer.
Sure.
Yes.
And an expansion plan, maybe, is it only in Kenya, or you guys have a growth plan that may even see these? Okay, initially you mentioned counties in which people are involved in. Before we even go to the region now, let's talk about internally. What other investment destinations are you people looking forward to, especially as we are approaching Vision 2030?
Thank you for that. Currently we are working around Kenya, but we have plans of expanding to other areas, especially in Africa, and not only in real estate, because we are very sure there are so many areas, so many sectors in the industry or in the economy that needs our input. So for now we are in real estate, but maybe in future, based on our strategic plan, we may get into other sectors of the economy.
That's right.
Yes.
So Kenya, you mentioned Nakuru, Ngong.
Yes.
Where specifically in Ngong are we speaking about here?
In Ngong Town, after Ngong Town, there's an area called Kimuka along the proposed Greater Southern Bypass. That is where we have most of our properties. So actually, most of our properties are in Ngong area, about 10 kilometers from Ngong Town. And the good thing with our properties, the first project that we had in Ngong, we were calling it Ngong View, we were selling at 149,000. That is for a piece of an eighth of an acre. Right now, the same piece of, that is about 3 or 4 years ago. The same piece of land you can sell between 300 and 400,000. So you can see it's an area that has grown. And talking about the area itself, especially Ngong, I have talked about the Greater Southern Bypass, the proposed Greater Southern Bypass that is coming up. Then there's an SGR station at Kimuka. So those are some of the infrastructures that are opening up the area very much, and we have had like 10 projects in there.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's pretty much it. You talked to us about opportunities that are available at username, and now I want to get it back to the young people now, because there's a population of interest. It is the upcoming buyer population, I'd say, and we are affected by a lot of things, especially when it comes to savings and investments, making our options right. Right now, we are at a season of World Cup, and there is a betting going on around. So I don't know what your take is on this. Do you believe in that overnight money that someone can make by placing a gamble on a thing? And what would you tell young people as regards that just throwing away cash, hoping that I'd become a millionaire overnight?
One thing I realized about the young people is that they are swayed a lot by peer pressure. And what that means is that they are looking for avenues of getting rich very fast, of which what I would like to say is that money that you get without sweating for it, it will still go away. And there's no need of getting rich overnight and then the following day you don't have anything. My advice is betting is a matter of chance, and gambling is a matter of chance, and it's not guaranteed. But if you invest in a way that, especially a long-term investment, that you know in 1, 2, or 3 years, this is what I'm expecting to get, that one you have a clear plan. And investing like in real estate or land, whereby there are no overhead costs, that is the best bet for you.
Wow.
Yes.
Talk to us about the space of the young people in the Big Four agenda now that username is at the center of this. Housing is part of it, and you guys should be excited about this, but what space does the young person have to occupy in this?
If I talk about the Big Four agenda, specifically about affordable housing, we can see we have like, according to some statistics, especially from the World Bank, they say Kenya has a deficit of about 2 million housing.
True, yeah.
Cumulatively. Now, what we are doing as username, we are coming to this space by first providing affordable property. The moment you acquire a piece of land, the moment you have a piece of land that is affordable, you have an opportunity now to construct your own house. And that with the issue of a title deed, you can even use it as a collateral. So for us, we are in that for Big Four agenda, affordable housing, And we also provide, like for example, the project that we have in Nakuru, it's in a very fertile place. So the other agenda is about food security. It's an area that someone can be able to acquire that piece of land, do small scale farming or even large scale farming depending on the piece they have picked, and then we contribute to that sector as well.
That's right.
Yes.
And username is coming in very key, especially at this moment. And I think this is pretty futuristic. So maybe as we finalize, between individual investment and group investment, as somebody who's been in this investment industry for a while now, which one would you vouch for if somebody came asking you? Should I do it as a group or go all in solo?
I think both options are okay. You can invest as an individual, as well you can invest as a group. The reason as to why I say so, there are those people who believe if I acquire something of my own, I can be able to run with it and do it. The other option whereby you're investing as a group, like for example, a chama, you have the chance of pulling funds together, and then you have minimal risk, and then you can be able to do mega projects. You can be able to brainstorm on ideas that maybe you have, and then you come up with something that you can be able to do. So both options are okay, but I would say for the young people, as a starting point, it's good to get into a group that has a focus, a group that has a vision on what they need to do, so that you don't now put your money in a group that is not going anywhere.
I think that's right.
Yes.
How can someone get in contact with your company if they want to follow up on these available investment options?
Okay. First of all, we are currently on Facebook. I think we have the biggest Facebook following of more than 300,000 in the real estate sector. So you can just go to Facebook and search for
Username Properties.
Username Properties.
That's
You'll
right.
be able to get us there. Alternatively, our website, username.co.ke. You can just log in there or just contact us. You can call us 0725 000 222, or even write a message to us, and then you'll be able to get in touch with us.
That's right.
Let me give you the office locations where we are located, because we have two offices, one in Westlands, the Mirage Towers, 10th floor, Tower 3, or alternatively, we have another town office at International Life House, 6th floor. Yes.
That's right there. So Julius Karanja, thanks a lot for coming through, for Username Properties right there. And young people, you're just being urged to take advantage of investment options, especially right now when the government has goodwill on this. And we also have various companies just coming in with more goodwill on this. So I think it's just time that as a young person, you challenge yourself to, hey, can I take on the real estate company? Can I take on the real estate industry? Sorry, can I take on maybe getting property or land? And Username is offering you that at a cheaper option in various prime locations. So did you guys know that Kajiado is actually home of the richest people in Kenya right now? We are mentioning areas as Kitengela, we have areas as Ngong and Kiserian that Mr. Julius here mentioned. So go ahead, check them out at usernameproperties.co.ke, and good luck with your investment.